So you're trying to crack the code for a top score in IELTS Writing Task 1, right? You've got the grammar down, your vocabulary is pretty good, but something is just not clicking to get you to that band 8 or 9.
Does this sound familiar? You find yourself totally stuck at that band 6 level. You can write about what's in the chart, sure, but your essays just don't have that smooth professional flow. It's frustrating.
Well, if you look at what the official IELTS examiners say, the massive difference between a decent score and a great one, it almost always comes down to mastering two things: coherence and cohesion. If you can get these right, you are on your way to the top scores. Welcome to The Explainer by IELTS Guide Phil on YouTube.
So here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to look at the real secret to a band 8. I'll break down exactly what coherence and cohesion are, and we'll walk through the perfect structure for Task 1. Then, we'll stock up your cohesion toolkit, and finally, cover the common mistakes so you know exactly what to avoid. You ready? Let's get into it.
Okay, first things first. If you want to get a higher score, you have to know how you're being scored. That means we need to look at the official IELTS band descriptors.
Now pay close attention to the wording here, because it tells you everything. For a band 6, you see that phrase, faulty or mechanical. That means it sounds like a robot wrote it. Then a band 7, you're using a range of words appropriately. But look at the jump to band 8. You manage all aspects of cohesion well. It's not just using the words, it's about making your writing flow effortlessly. It's seamless. So what on earth are these two things really? IELTS Guide Phil uses this fantastic analogy that makes it all click. Think of them as the big picture and the glue.
So coherence is your big picture. It's the overall logic of your essay. Does it make sense from beginning to end? Does every paragraph have one clear job? That's coherence. Then you've got cohesion, which is the glue. These are the actual words and phrases, the linking words, the pronouns, that physically stick your sentences together so they're not just a random list of facts.
To put it really simply, coherence is what your message is, the logic. Cohesion is how you deliver that message smoothly. And you absolutely cannot get a high score without mastering both.
So how do you actually build that coherence? Well, it all starts with a rock-solid structure. And luckily, IELTS Guide Phil has a proven 4-part blueprint that just works.
Memorize this structure. It's your secret weapon. You start with one sentence, just one, to paraphrase the question. Then your overview, 1 or 2 sentences highlighting the main trends. And listen, no specific numbers here. This is crucial. Then, and only then, you have 2 body paragraphs where you dive into the details. If you stick to this, your coherence score is going to shoot up.
All right, we've built the house, we've got the structure. Now it's time to talk about the glue, the actual cohesive devices that will make your writing sound amazing.
Think of these words as different tools in your toolbox. You wouldn't use a hammer for a screw, right? Same thing here. If you're comparing things, grab a word like whereas. If you're showing a sequence, use initially or subsequently. Using a variety of the right tools for the job is what shows the examiner you've got skills.
Okay, here's a more advanced technique that really impresses examiners. Using reference words. So instead of saying the number of cars over and over, you can say this figure or these numbers. Using words like this, that, and these is a really sophisticated way to connect your ideas and avoid sounding repetitive. It's a game changer.
Okay, so we know what good cohesion looks like, but it's just as important to know what the common traps are. Let's go through some of the biggest mistakes students make and, more importantly, how you can fix them.
Oh, mistake number 1, the and problem. You see it all the time. It's too simple. Instead, you need to show the relationship between the ideas. Sales went up, and that caused profits to rise, so use leading to. And because of that, the company expanded, so use consequently. See how much smarter that sounds?
Ah, yes. This is that mechanical writing the examiner was talking about. Using firstly, secondly, thirdly makes your writing sound like a boring shopping list. You want to weave these linking words into your sentences naturally. Words like as a result and although make it sound so much more fluid.
This is a super common one. The examiner reads, "They increased," and thinks, wait, what's they? The cars, the trucks, the charts? You can't leave them guessing. Be crystal clear. Sales of both vehicles increased. Ah, okay, now I get it. Clarity is king.
And finally, please don't just use the word increased 3 times in a row. English has so many great words to describe data.
This is your chance to show off your vocabulary. Use words like rose, climbed, or peaked. It not only sounds better, but it actually gives more specific information.
So, let's pull this all together. Here's a final checklist from IELTS Guide Phil. Before you finish any practice test, just run through these questions in your head. Is my structure right? Do I have a clear overview? Is it easy to read? Does it flow? This is your last-minute quality check to make sure you've nailed it.
Now, we've covered the really important stuff here, but if you want to go even deeper, make sure you check out the full original blog post. It's got way more examples and exercises over on IELTSGuidePhil.com.
And hey, if you found this helpful, definitely subscribe to IELTS Guide Phil on YouTube so you don't miss the next explainer. And for longer chats about these topics, check out the IELTS Guide Phil podcast over on Spotify. You can also join the awesome and supportive IELTS Guide Phil community on Facebook for even more resources and tips. All of the links for everything I've mentioned are right there in the description for you. So, what do you think? Are you ready to get some personalized feedback and really take your writing and speaking to the next level?
Well, if you are, IELTS Guide Phil offers a fantastic online writing and speaking coaching service. If you want to learn more about getting that direct, one-on-one expert feedback, just drop a comment below. Thanks so much for watching.